Greetings and salutations to you, wherever you are, whatever timeline you're on, whenever you happen to come to this. I appreciate you dropping in with me. It's good to see you. We are going to be dropping in for a little grab bag kind of read. We'll see what wants to come forward. It's a mystery to me. I'm tapping into the energy and play for whatever wants to come through for the collective today, okay? And this is a style of read where it's very improvisational. I don't have a set guideline, download, anything around this. We are just going to see what wants to come on through, and that will determine the read. It's a message that is not interpreted any other way except the way it comes through, okay? So either the title grabs you or it doesn't. But we are pulling in all the energies for the entire collective. So this is for all signs. And if the title speaks to you, it's for you. There's some kind of message in here for you. So we're going to see what comes in. I'm here to give you a read straight from the hip with lots of lip. We're going to pull no punches. It's just going to be straight up, no chaser. Let's see what we got here. All right. We have a very special message coming in from Spirit. This is Night Song, Hidden Talents, okay? So something is awakening. Now, when I think of cardinal, I think of loved ones who have passed on. They often will come through to communicate messages. And with Night Song coming in, it makes me think that you're starting to tap into mediumship abilities, and maybe you are getting messages from somebody who has passed on, a loved one. Maybe there's a loved one, and I just saw a bird fly by the window. So there might be a loved one who has a very important message to pass on to you. This could be somebody who recently passed. This could be somebody who has really been on your mind recently. I feel like your ancestors are reaching out to you. There's something they want you to know. When I think of talent in relation to this, it makes me think of a Shay, the Yoruba concept of a Shay. Some of you may have that ancestral bloodline. This may be coming through for you very strongly. A Shay is the essence of what makes you uniquely you, and it's also what gives you your gifts, the gifts that come through your bloodline, and you're being asked to share these at this time. And I feel like you have some loved one, some ancestor that's reaching out to you. You felt this recently, and you might really notice it at nighttime. This coming in. Also, do be on the lookout. If you see cardinals, you have cardinals show up on your path, that's a clue to pay attention, because some message comes through that you need to be aware of. Okay, so let's see, what are they trying to communicate to you? What is this message that this passed on loved one is trying to get through to you? It seems like it's something they really want you to bring forward at this time. I feel like they see some gift in you that they want you to bring forward at this time, or there's some gift that is coming through your bloodline. Maybe you've been doing a lot of generational healing. You've been doing a lot of this work. You've been researching your roots. You've been noticing patterns. Yes, look at this. You've been looking at some really old stuff. I feel like you've noticed a trend amongst your ancestry. Some of you may have ancestors that date back to Egypt. You may feel particularly drawn to Egyptology. This may be something you feel very connected to. Some of you are really connected to the pharaohs, and you're very intrigued by all of this. I got Cleopatra vibes coming in very strongly. Maybe this is something you've been reading about recently. Maybe you've been researching your roots, where you come from, learning more about the culture. And you've been fascinated by this. But I think that as you've studied more deeply, it's opening your eyes about something that has maybe been a pattern that's kept you really stuck in your life. You're starting to understand why things have been stuck, and you're realizing that there's a need for you to sort of be a break in the link of that chain. You're here to disrupt that pattern. And you're recognizing that in doing this, you don't just free yourself. It feels like it really frees up the destiny that never got to be expressed through your ancestors. So it's a tall order. Okay, I feel that. I feel there is so much that wants to come through you. You may have some fear or resistance around this change, I feel like this super moon that just passed in Aquarius might have really illuminated something for you. There's another super moon that's also coming up in Pisces on the 31st. It's a blue moon. So do look for something to really come through at this time. I also feel like something's happening karmically that's being balanced out, but specifically, you might be having gifts awakening in you of mediumship. You might be noticing at nighttime that you're starting to get like messages coming through from those who have passed on. You might be feeling a little frightened about stepping into this, really embracing it, but there's something here for you to look at. Okay, let's get some more details about this and see what wants to come on through. I'm going to pull out the trusty cards here. We see right on the bottom of the deck, we got the Six of Spades, okay? Six of Spades is about moving away from troubles to calmer waters. So I do feel like this is why the messages are coming in from this loved one who's passed on. They want to help you navigate some difficulties you've been through. You might have even been talking to this person at night. You might have been telling them your troubles. Maybe you've really felt their energy around you. This person's trying to get you to wake up to something. They're trying to get you to see something that's going to help set you free from this negative cycle you've been in. I feel like you've really been challenged. You've been dealing with a lot of difficulties and hardships. In a lot of ways, you felt very restricted, very... some of you have felt like you haven't been able to take any actions because everything is just such in such a gridlocked place in your life, and you have so many problems that you're dealing with that you can't even begin to see the way forward. All right, so I think you're getting a helping hand from Spirit right now. They're letting you know that, you know, you got ancestors on your side that want to help you get through this. Yeah, you're in some battle. I see that with the Five of Clubs coming up in the shadow. This has been really difficult. You've been having a lot of people come up against you. I also feel like maybe you've been feeling like you might need to get a restraining order against somebody, like you might need to take some kind of protective measure. This feels very aggressive. I don't know if somebody is feeling physically threatened and this is frightening them and they feel like they have no ability to do anything about this. Whoever this is, you feel very stuck, and whoever you're dealing with, this is like a real old score to settle, okay? There might even be like a history of this in your family. I'm getting with the women that there's been a lot of women in your family who have dealt with, you know, this is going to be some sensitive subject matter, okay, that have dealt with abusive partners, controlling partners, okay? This might have been what you've seen when you were growing up, and so it had a real effect on you, you know? You learned to keep quiet. You learned to keep your mouth shut. You saw everything that happened, but you never felt there was anything you could do about it because you were just a child. Now you're seeing like the past come into the future, and where you are now, you're seeing the same kind of patterns playing out around you. It's causing a lot of fear, but this is to let you know that you're being called to like rise up out of this. You're being called to rise up out of this, to have strength to see the truth, to see how things really are, to understand that you have a lot of strength and might on your side too. I feel like that. I feel like there's a strength in your bloodline as well. There's a strength in your bloodline as well. And you're being asked to like tap in more to the warrior spirit of your bloodline. So please, if you're not familiar with that, you might want to look at really like the ancient roots of your bloodline and really understand what kind of stock you come from. Like, I got that, okay? There's a strength for you in this that awakens something in you that finally gives you the courage to see things as they are and make the changes you need to make in order to overcome these challenges you're facing. I do feel like you're up against some opposition. Give me some clues about what is this opposition for the collective? What is this opposition that they're facing that they need to rise up against? I feel like there's a need to like look at things as they are. You might be dealing with somebody who's trying to work you a bit, you know, trying to make you believe that you're not seeing things accurately, that you don't have a clear view of the situation. You're doubting yourself. Yeah, look at this. We got Ace of clubs in reverse. It's coming up into the light. I feel like this is why your loved one is going to be reaching out to you. They'll probably come through to you in dreams at first. This has everything to do with awakening you to your power, okay? When you have an ace of clubs, you act. And not only do you act, but you act swiftly and you act with power, you know, because there's a certain certainty, a certain determination here, all right? They're really coming to remind you that you have the strength to overcome this, but you need to act. You can't just stay stuck in this situation. It actually could be really dangerous for you. And I feel like they're really wanting to alert you to this. They're really wanting to alert you to this. What is the action that needs to be taken that's not being taken in this situation for the collective? What is the action that needs to be taken that's not being taken in this situation for this collective that's receiving this message, Spirit? Okay. Let's see what this is about. This is likely in relation to a love relationship. There could be money involved in this situation. This might be one of the reasons why you're telling yourself that you're not able to get out of this situation, okay? With the 10 of diamonds, I feel like with this 10 of diamonds here, there may even be something coming through. This might have something to do with the fighting. There might be some kind of inheritance that's been held up. Maybe there's some arguments over who should receive this money, who should be beneficiaries. You might have even been put in the position of beneficiary and you're trying to navigate this. You're trying to mediate this. You got a lot of people in an uproar. It's kind of like the ugly side of people is coming out in this situation. We know there's definitely a need to move this forward. Like we can't stay in this situation right here because it's going to continue to get more heated, especially with it in the shadow. There's like this propensity here where things could get really aggressive and in a way that's not safe for anybody. I feel that very strongly, okay? There's definitely money involved here. It has legacy energy. This is coming through so strongly in your read. So just with having this loved one coming through that has passed, this might be somebody who's passed somewhat recently. There may be even something that you're researching in regard to this loved one's passing. You may feel like there was some kind of foul play involved. You may even feel like there was a lover involved or that their spouse could have done this. There's something about a love connection here. Something you don't trust and you're trying to get more information about in regard to this situation. Let's see what's going on with this. Is there foul play involved in this situation? Just have a shadow card come out there, okay? Yes. There could be a lover involved in this situation with the Jack of Hearts, okay? As far as indicators on the board right now, we currently have fire and we have water on the board. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, okay? So I'm picking up that this very much could have been a lover involved in this situation that you're suspecting, all right? It does feel like there's some protection that's needed from a lover. There may even be need to get like some kind of restraining order. I got some kind of protective order in place. Yes. Let me do a cut of the deck on this, and then I'm feeling pulled to call out the Kipper deck and see what's going on here. More shadow. Jack of Spades. Yes. You know, I feel like you might be dealing with some kind of legal situation in regard to this. It does feel like there's some kind of inheritance as well that's connected to this situation. Maybe you even suspect that this lover did something harmful to your loved one that passed because they wanted to get their hands on this legacy. They wanted to get their hands on this money. I think that there is some real swift legal action this person might be trying to take at this time, okay? They might be trying to cut someone to the chase, all right? And this might be why there's the argument over this inheritance. Maybe this person is the benefactor of the will, and so there's something really sketchy here. Maybe this was kind of an abusive marriage, an abusive relationship. And so you all kind of suspect foul play in this situation, like something's not quite right and somebody's trying to seize the finances that may have been the person who actually was the cause of your loved one passing. I feel like there's a facing off here and there's some need to take some action, but you're not knowing what to do. You feel very trapped. You feel very stuck. You feel like you just don't know the way to get through this. But I think that's why this guidance is coming in at night. It's like coming up from the past, something that maybe was buried, something that maybe somebody thought was buried. Okay, I don't know. I just got the image in my mind of like a weapon, okay, that could be connected to this, associated with this. It's all about finding where this is. Your loved one may be coming through to give you some details, give you some clues. Don't be afraid when this comes in, like you're being given sight so you can get the answers that you need. This is a very specific message. This is not going to be for everyone. And I will definitely put something up in the title that lets people know that it's a very sensitive message, because I don't know if everybody would be ready to receive this, but this is what wants to come through. Yes, this has to do with money. Somebody wanting to get their hands on somebody's money. We see that it's in the shadow. Look at this. King of Diamonds in the shadow with this Ace of Diamonds here. Masculine being indicated very strongly in this, operating in the shadow, okay? Very, very strongly in relation to this. Yes, you do have the ability to move this situation out of troubled waters, but I do feel like there is some kind of action you need to take. And you can't take this action until you have a certain key piece of information. In some cases, there may have been some gag order that's been put in place, and this is frustrating because somebody does have the answers and they're not able to communicate about it. Somebody may be in a position where they have some evidence, they need to speak on it. They might need some protection. They might need to be just had a bird fly through again, okay? So they might need to be in some kind of protective, protective custody. They might need to be under witness protection, something along these lines, okay? There might be about finding out who this person is. I think there's somebody who did see what happens or happens. Did see what happens. This might be coming through as a warning too, okay? This might be coming through as a warning. So if you are currently in a relationship where it is combative and it is abusive, this might be a real serious warning coming through for you from your relative that passed on the other side. I just heard, don't let what happened to me happen to you, all right? So that's for somebody. Very strong message here. It's like, if you're seeing the warning signs, you need to do what you need to do to make yourself safe. And you might be scared. This person may have tied you up into so many knots that you feel like you don't have the power to take action. You might be really worried about your finances. I don't think you need to worry about your finances though, okay? It looks like there is some financial support here. It's your inheritance. It's meant for you. I could also see this being an abusive partner trying to take over your inheritance, all right? There's something you need to do here. There's something about also, for those of you where you're not in that kind of a relationship, you're not in an abusive relationship, I feel like this is speaking very strongly to you need to, you need to be kind of like mindful of moving stealth in this situation. But I feel like something's being illuminated for you. Your suspicions are going to be confirmed. You're being guided towards somebody that does know what's up, that does know what's happening. And you got to be quiet about this, okay? There's a need to move quietly. Let's get some more information. I'm going to pull out Kipper on this. Kipper tends to bring in a lot of stuff like legal matters stuff. This does feel like there's legalities involved in this situation. And there's also a need for protection in this situation. There's a lot of fear of moving forward. I think that you've just been doing your best to kind of keep quiet in this situation. You might be dealing with somebody with bad health here that's not doing well. They might be obsessive. You might have somebody that you have dealt with that's been very obsessive. You feel like your safety is on the line, okay? This might be the person you're wanting to get some kind of restraining order against, some kind of protection against, right? There's definitely a change required in this situation. So let's get some more information here. I feel like if this is the case, the person you're dealing with, like they struggle with some kind of mental issues, okay? They're not in the best of health. They were on medication. They stopped taking their medication. It's starting to have an effect. They're going into a bit of an episode, and this makes things kind of risky, okay? So there's something that you need to be live to in this situation. This is a false person, okay? And I do feel like there's a couple people here. So again, look, there's like this relationship. You might be kind of keeping things quiet about this if you're the one who's in this relationship. You might be presenting a false front to the rest of the world, like everything's fine, you know, there's no issues here, but something's being hidden. I also feel like, I don't know why I'm getting this, but I feel like this is a case where there's a man and a woman working together. It feels like the woman in this situation is a mistress with your loved one that passed on. If this was their partner and you suspect foul play, it might be. There's also a mistress involved in this situation. I feel like there's somebody here who does know what happened. I feel like this person is afraid. This person's afraid to speak up. They might have even seen what happened. Maybe they got caught in the act or something. And they saw what happened. It might have been a crime of passion. Okay. And now they feel like they can't talk about it, because if they do, they're an accessory, okay? They're going to end up getting roped into this, okay? This person is also scared. Whoever saw this, they're scared because they feel like they're not safe in this situation anymore. This is a pretty heavy message, man. All right. Yeah, there's stuff that's really buried here. Buried, okay? I get that. Like the weapon is buried. The weapon was buried. It's on a property, and I'm seeing a vision in my mind's eye, like I see an orchard, okay? It looks like an orchard, and I feel like it's out there in the orchard somewhere. That might resonate for somebody, all right? So you might want to look into this. We did get a card fly out. Privileged lady, okay? Again, there's a money piece in here, and I do feel like there's like some kind of mistress connection. So you want to be aware of this. The privileged lady saw what happened. The privileged lady saw what happened, but is scared to speak up because she knows not only does it put her in danger, but she could be implicated, okay, for not coming forward prior to this. And I don't know, there could be something that ties her to the scene, fingerprints, DNA evidence, things along these lines. Okay, what's on the bottom of the deck here? Yeah, this is a legal matter. We got courthouse here, all right? And right here, we got distant horizons with thief. All right. So if somebody like took off suddenly, if suddenly somebody like took off out of the country, something along these lines, this is alerting you to what's going on here. You should expect this false person to reach out to you. Okay. They're going to try to contact you. They're going to make things seem something in connection to a house, okay? And a mature woman. And there's a mature man involved in this, okay? They're going to try to, I think they're going to try to like paint a picture of what really happened here. A house may be connected to this inheritance, this money, all right? Because I do feel like there's some kind of inheritance, some kind of money in connection with this, all right? And I feel like this man is thinking right now, how can I paint a different picture of this scenario? Or I might be trying to get you on their side. You're going to get some kind of word, though, from an official person in regard to this. They might know that you're about to have a meeting with like a lawyer. They might know that you are, speaking with an officer, the investigators. They might want to try to like skew your perception so you don't say certain things that could implicate them. That's what I got. Okay, any more information on this, Spirit? You're being advised to be very strong in this situation and to trust the guidance that comes through, all right? Trust the guidance that comes through. I don't know why I just got this, but something comes through on the 22nd of this month that kind of like, I feel like it's almost like a break in the case or some like key piece of information comes in. You might hear it from an official person. So do be aware of this. Okay, this is drying up, so I'm not gonna look here. I feel like where you've been looking, that direction, it's drying up. I'm gonna bring in the angel cards on this, all right? What do we got on the bottom of the deck here? King of Wands, fire sign energy again. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It says God, the merciful judge. Eloquence gives answers to those in doubt. Yes, you're gonna get some kind of guidance is gonna come in here. Some kind of information is going to come in. It's going to be like a break in this case. I feel like that. I want to look up Daniel here in this angel book, actually Danielle, and just get some more information here. I just said Daniel, though. There might be a Daniel that's connected to this. That could be a clue. Okay, maybe Daniel has the answers you seek. All right, or Dan, okay. Let's see, number 50 here. Page 81. Yeah, something's going to be illuminated for you with that 81 as the page that this is on. It makes me think of 9, makes me think of the Hermit. This could have been somebody that like, they went out of the country, they kind of like, they've been more in like hermit mode. They've been a little bit quiet, keeping to themselves. They have some kind of information that's like a light shining forward that would get this thing moving forward, what you're trying to figure out here, okay? There's something you need to be aware with this. And I feel like on the 22nd, there's like a break in this, like something comes through that illuminates things in this matter. Danielle, principalities is the legion of angels that Danielle is in. And Psalm 103:8 may be very helpful for you. You may also want to work with that psalm, maybe do a vigil, a candle vigil. And it has a portion of the psalm here. It says, the Lord is merciful and gracious, slow to anger, and plenteous in mercy. It says, those born under Daniel will be industrious and active in business. They will love literature and will distinguish themselves with eloquence. Daniel provides consolation, helps to obtain God's mercy, and rules over justice, councils, attorneys, and magistrates. Wow. Okay, so your answers are coming. There is a crack in the code of this case. I feel like it's been about cracking a code. That's interesting. Code? Is there something in coding? Is there something that happened online? Is there something online about this? Is there something connected? Are you connected to this person online? Somebody might be trying to hide stuff, hide files, all right? They could crack the code. It says soul guardian for those born from 4:20 to 4:40 p.m. When I think of 4:20, it makes me think of the cannabis industry. There could be a connection. I did say orchard. That could be connecting point there, okay? Maybe there's something along those lines, something on an orchard where maybe there's also, you know, growing going on where this weapon is buried. 4:20 to 4:40 p.m. I feel like during this time, really late at night, you might find yourself like waking up in the middle of the night out of the dream state with some kind of guidance pouring in. You want to trust what comes through at that time. Just trust it, even if it doesn't make sense to you, right? It's pointing you in an important direction. It says moral guardian for those born on the 8th of May, the 19th of July, the 29th of September, the 10th of December, or the 20th of February. So these could be all important dates connected to this matter. I also feel like this could be people that are connected to this situation, you know, born within that time range. So do pay attention to that. And it says physical guardian for those born from the 20th through the 24th of November. So that brings through a Scorpio energy in relation to this as well. I do feel there's Scorpio energy around this situation. There's something that's hidden. It needs to be uncovered. It's buried, all right? You need to put your ear to the ground. You need to put your ear to the streets, all right? Where there is word out on the street, I feel like I do feel there's some kind of like sloppiness around this. There's something that's been like somebody didn't bury this well enough. Somebody's been talking, okay? Maybe they talked to the wrong person. Whatever this is, there's going to be a break in this case. You're going to get some answers. You're going to get some information. You might be trying to take action right now to block this person from sort of like seizing the funds in association with this will, all right? You might be trying to take executive action to remove them as the benefactor. You might be contesting this. Ted just said yes on this, okay? Because you might have your suspicions. I think where you have suspicions are being confirmed in this matter, so there's something you need to be aware of here. Yes, this is associated to a death, okay? We've got death on the bottom of the deck here. God, the end of the universe. Time's running out for this person. That's what I got. Like the time is running out. This is about to be uncovered. It says endings and rebirth, influences health and longevity. So I feel like, first of all, I do want to speak to that piece because I do feel like there is somebody here that's currently in a situation that you know you're not safe and you need to get out, okay? There are people that can help you, and I feel like it's coming through as a big warning to you. I almost feel like for you in this situation, it's a bit of like Back to the Future. It's sort of like getting a view of what could happen if you don't get out of this, all right? For most of you, though, I feel like this is speaking of an active case, and the time is running out for this person. There's also time running out for you to take a very important action, okay, that you need to take. Like there's always limitations in time for being able to like file a certain action with the court. And I feel like you need to stop sitting on this and you need to do this. You might be 33:55 on the clock. Change is needed here. It's so necessary. If there's going to be a healing in this situation, I think that there's a lot of grief around this situation because there's a lack of answers. And that's the worst thing when you've lost a loved one and you don't have the answers, okay? So there's something that needs to be addressed here. It's very important. Any further guidance that wants to come through, angels, in this matter? Any further guidance that needs to come through in this matter, please? I got big Sekhmet energy coming through on this. I just saw Sekhmet in my mind's eye. You know, you may feel a big connection with Sekhmet. Ooh, I got intense sentience around that, okay? Sekhmet will make sure that order is maintained, all right? This is coming through very strongly. We have Knight of Pentacles. And the Hermit, oh my gosh, I brought the Hermit in, so that is really a clue. Knight of Pentacles, the praiseworthy God, light of understanding, acquires knowledge and cures illness. Okay? The Hermit, Alchemy and transformation, rules natural events, helps with spiritual progress. Word of God creating all. So again, I'm really getting this message of, I just got from the mouth of babes. That might be a clue for you too, from the mouth of babes. This hermit, you know, this person with the Knight of Pentacles, you know, they've been trying to slow something down. They've been trying to stall this process. But like I said, their time is running out. And look, we see right here, there's a sickle, okay? There's a sickle here. So we know time is going to be up for this hermit. It's almost got a vibe, like this person's hiding out, this person's on the lam, this person's like trying to avoid getting caught with this. They don't want to get caught up in this, all right? So they're trying to separate themselves from this situation. It's been stalling things. I also think this person is not doing well. I feel like this person is really struggling. This person could be dealing with some kind of mental health issues. And I feel like, you know, this person needs help. This person needs support, first of all. I don't know why, but I'm getting more like this person was like at the wrong place at the wrong time, you know? And this is something that's really mentally troubling them, and they're scared. And that's why they took a run for it, you know? That might be what the merciful part is about, like having a certain level of sensitivity around this. This also requires handling with kid gloves. I feel like this person needs some kind of support, all right? This person may reach out. They may be trying to tell you this, okay? They may be trying to tell you that they have some information, but that they're scared. You may feel like this person's trying to work you, okay? You may feel like they're trying to put a different spin on something, like paint a different picture of what really happened. You might really suspect this person, but this person might have been in the wrong place at the wrong time. Maybe you've wanted answers from this person. You felt like you haven't had answers from this person. I think these answers are definitely coming through. It may have been slow in coming, but they're going to come through. Also, with the mouth of babes piece coming in, there might be a child in this situation who needs some kind of support. This might be very traumatic for a child in connection to this situation. So they might need some support in just navigating what they're feeling, what's coming up for them. And if there was a child who witnessed this, they absolutely need support. This child would have gone more like internal. Maybe they've gotten really quiet. They're not talking anymore. You might have even been working with a speech therapist around this. You might want to work with an art therapist around this to help them express what they're feeling, what's coming up for them in relation to this. Okay. Angels, any further guidance, any last words about what can provide some kind of consolation? It looks like things are going to be illuminated. The truth is going to come through. It's going to give you the power you need to take an important action. Circle the 22nd as a date when something really like vital might come through in relation to this. Do be on the lookout for that. I feel like the pieces fit at that point. Something comes together that allows you to light up the path forward and the action that needs to be taken in this situation. Any other guidance, angels? What's on the other side of this? What's on the other side of this? I mean, Sekhmet is fierce. We know you need boundaries in this situation. We also know that there might be a lot of rage involved in this situation. You might need to protect yourself from somebody who rages, you know, somebody who's very aggressive. That's what I got, okay? I do feel like you have a lot of might on your side, though, okay? Yes, we got 8 of Cups. This is the problem. They're giving you guidance about what needs to be transformed. Right now, you're still connected to this person in some way. I feel like whoever is connected to this, they're familiar. And you're still connected to them in some way. And you're meant to cleanse this. You're meant to like move away from this. We got 8 of Cups here in reverse. Transformation gives consolation in adversity. Okay. It's like the minute you move away from this situation, The minute you move away from who is making you feel unsafe or who seems like they're connected in this way, in some kind of foul play capacity, the minute you do this, you are going to feel the relief and the consolation, okay? That's when the answers start to come through. That's when the transformation happens. But it's like, as long as you are sticking here, and I could be talking to the person who knows something about what happened and they're keeping quiet. As soon as you break ties with this, you may be afraid. But as soon as you break ties with this is when the transformation happens. This is when the consolation comes through. This is when you break free of this challenge, this adversity. You no longer feel stuck, okay? And you'll have the support you need. Look at this. We got the star, okay? There's hope on the other side of this, where you feel like you're just walking through the darkness and you can't see the other side of this. There is hope. It says, God the just, clemency and equilibrium, protects against attacks in the court. Okay? So this looks like this is going to be rectified, and where there have been challenges, something's coming through to balance this out. Somebody needs to get away from somebody, though, that is not a safe person in this situation. This is an aggressive person. There is need for protection in this matter. If you feel like you need to come forward because you did see something, or you have some kind of evidence, or you have some kind of proof, or somebody else does in connection to this, there is a need to put protection in place. This is so, so important in this situation. This person needs to feel safe, okay? But somebody does know what happened. They did see what happened, but they feel scared to express this. They feel scared to bring forward what they know. I feel like this person is going to come forward with some support, all right? With some support. So it's about creating the safe space for this individual to reveal what they know. It's going to give the information that's needed that cracks open this case. And do pay attention to what's coming through with your intuition. You know, you might be a little scared with some of what's coming through for you, the information that's coming through for you, but you're really being advised to trust what comes through. It's so, so important in this situation. I'm being guided to do another Halloween Oracle card, just to kind of give an overarching energy in this situation once this information comes through, how things will proceed from there. The action that needs to be taken that's not being taken is very clear. Protection, okay? Protection needs to be put in place. Like I was saying, if you're that person that's in this situation right now, you need to get away, okay? And maybe you need to be stealth about how you go about that. You might need to keep mum about it. You might need to keep quiet. But there's something that's going to be illuminated for you about a pathway out of this. When you receive this information, take it, run with it, okay? For others of you, you're being illuminated about some piece of information that somebody has. This person knows more than they let on. You need to create a safe space for this person to bring this forward, okay? There needs to be some kind of protection coming through. I keep getting protective order, protective order, protective order. There could be a child in connection with this, okay? So it's very, very important. Very important for this protection to be put in place. Yes, skull of darkness, blind spots, okay? There's something you can't see right now, but it will get illuminated. And again, it's coming from your ancestors. It's coming through whoever passed on. They're going to illuminate something for you. You may think it's just, you know, a dream, a nightmare, whatever comes through. It's not. It's guidance coming through, and you need to trust it because it's going to light the way forward. It's going to illuminate a blind spot you have. This may be somebody that's familiar to you, and because of that, it's a blind spot. Like, you know this person to be a certain way because they very meticulously have painted a certain picture for you, okay, of the person they are. And so you might be doubting your intuition, but it's a blind spot, okay? Crossing energy, black cat, fortune meets opportunity. I love the cat energy coming in because Sekhmet is, of course, that lion energy, right? So I do feel like something is coming in Leo season. It's a lucky break in this case. It's an opportunity Do your research, okay? I do feel like there might be something on the books that you need to look at. It might provide some financial clues that give you like a way to sort of like connect the dots in this case. I also feel like you need to become legally educated in this matter and get yourself some assistance. There's something here that has been hiding out in the shadows that you haven't been able to see up till now, but it is going to be revealed to you. This is an opportunity. You got to run with it. And I feel like there's also going to be the opportunity for you to move forward and get yourself out of this mess. For whoever it is that has information about this case, there's an opportunity for you to get out of this mess and be able to also help crack this case. So there's something coming through here, very essential. All right. Yes, please have strength. With the skeleton here, look at, if there's this, so much is coming through with the ancestors. Also Leo season, okay, you have the strength to overcome this challenge. You have the strength to really look at the reality of what has happened here and to step forward and do what's right, you know, to take the action to crack this case and get things moving forward, right? I just keep getting, somebody saw something and they're really scared to bring it forward, okay? Synergy and healing. You doing this is going to bring about a real healing for an entire family, you know? It's going to lay something to rest. It's going to bring a lot of peace. It's going to bring a lot of transformation. And there's definite signs of like something coming into alignment here where it provides the protection that's needed and a way forward. Okay, let me do a cut of the deck energy here and we'll close this out. Hearth, happiness in our hearts and homes. Okay, and look at that gargoyle energy, a lot of protection here. All right, so if you've been scared, don't be scared. Call on your ancestors for strength. You got what you need to get to the other side of this. And this is going to be tremendously healing for the whole family. And I also feel it's going to preserve that home. It's going to preserve that legacy. This person's not going to be able to get away with this, you know, run off with the bag and just leave everybody in this place of darkness, not having the healing they need. Something is being addressed here. And again, I can't make it up. Look at on the other side of that split, skull of darkness came through again, blind spot, okay? You can't see it now, but there is a solution to resolving this case. And again, there's that piece with the candle. You might want to do some vigil work, with that psalm, might want to call on Sekhmet for support, those of you who do work that path, okay? There is a need for protection here, but it looks like there's an important piece of the puzzle coming in. You're going to crack this case. Look to that person that you have that gut feeling about, okay? You have a gut feeling. You don't have the proof, but that proof